Hey, welcome back. It's probably August 23rd, 2023 here in the Hotel Orloff. Isn't that exciting? We're here in the comic room and getting things organized because we've got to get them organized. How about that? So, what do we have here? I'll go through these boxes. If I see something interesting, I'll pull it out and show it to you. How about that? Okay, this box looks like it starts with Swamp Thing number 10, which is a... Oh, we need more light, don't we? One moment, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow night will be the Four Color Fossils show, which I call the Four Color Freakout because it's my... I'm co-hosting. I'm guest hosting until Micah recovers and comes back mid-September, which is pretty soon. But this week we're doing it on Thursday just because of all the Donald Trump stuff tonight. Most normal people are watching that. Here's Swamp Thing number 10 in this box. So it looks like this box starts with the earlier Swamp Things must be in this box. What's in this box? This box starts with Spider-Man 259. I just call it Spider-Man. I know it's called The Amazing Spider-Man, but to me, this is the real Spider-Man comic. Here's this issue with they got some guy to pose as a picture on the cover of that one. Let's see, do I have any important issues in here? This is the first appearance of Silver Sable. I like the Silver Sable character. Interesting. What else is in here? I think some people like the Todd McFarlane stuff. So I've got a few of these issues. I didn't buy them when they came out. This Venom stuff is something that I got later. Let's see. Here's a childhood copy, or young teenagehood copy of Spider-Man Annual 10. What else we got in here? Oh, this is a reprint of one of the late 60s, about 68. They did a Spider-Man black and white magazine that only lasted a couple of issues. That's a reprint of that, I think, with some alterations. Here's Spider-Man with Doc Savage. Spider-Man, giant-sized Spider-Man and the Punisher. Then a bunch of stuff that's not interesting. Let's see, is that interesting? No. What? Okay. Here's one of the few modern comics that I bought just because of the cover, though it's kind of exaggerated. Okay. Ultimate Spider-Man. Oh, this is a good book. Here's some good books, actually. Maybe I should move this camera. That's a little better. Wasn't this pretty good? Well, it's not as good as I remember it being. This book, it's set in the 60s. That's a pretty great page there. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good, but the one I was thinking of was the one that Steve Rude drew or painted. This is a pretty good series, though. I'm not knocking it. It's just, I mean, that art's not as good as what I like seeing is to me, the period that I like of Spider-Man and the Marvel characters are it's the 1960s era, with the go-go boots and everything. So that's, and I'll accept it into the 70s, but this is a nice cover. And they say Marvel PG. I can't remember what they put in there. But yeah, it's back when Peter Parker had the scooter. I mean, they're capturing the spirit, but it's still not John Romita's art. I mean, it's not bad, but like 3 giant panels. Okay, as compared to these, that's a little mini series. This, wow, issue 3, really? I thought I had the whole series of this Spider-Man Lifeline. This is Steve Rude's art, the guy from Nexus. Did a Spider-Man miniseries, and he did a Thor one too that was spectacular because he's an incredible artist. And where... okay. Oh, I do have them. Well, what is going on, man? That was Spider-Man. This is the Steve Rude book, but this is book 1. And that one I just showed you is 3. So it doesn't look like I have book 2, but see the Steve Rude art that art was good. I mean, compared to modern comics, that art I was showing you was great. I mean, I'm showing you great art, and then I'm saying, because I have high standards. I have the high standards of the Silver Age and the early Bronze Age. I don't accept comic books past, I don't know, a certain point in the 1980s towards today. This is great stuff, and it's I mean, Steve Rude is a worthy successor to John Romita and Steve Ditko. I mean, he's doing this great. It's got all the panels like the 60s would have. It's not 3 giant panels or 1 giant panel. That's one characteristic of the 60s. They gave you your 12 cents worth. They gave you lots to read, and he's doing that. This is really good stuff. But I'm just disappointed, and I don't have issue 2. So that's something I need to find, is Spider-Man Lifeline number 2. Here's interesting. Fill me in on this Spider-Man Tangled Web book. Was it a book where they had different artists come in, different creators? Because it's Darwin Cook on the cover there, and then look at this beautiful art inside. It's more, and I think this is great. I don't mind seeing different styles and this is great to me. What I don't like seeing John Romita Jr., his son. I don't like seeing. I just don't think he was as good as his father. And Todd McFarlane was okay, but this is more cartoony. But I love it. It almost. I mean, it's almost a little Archie-like, but that's great. Because I like art that's realistic, but I mean, if you want absolute realism, why are you reading a comic book? This provides, and it's broken up with the multi-panels like it would be in the 60s. To me, I find C.C. Beck's Captain Marvel great. Ramona Fradon's Aquaman, Metamorpho. It's cartoony, but still wonderful. Marie Severin working on everything she worked on at Marvel. When she worked on the Hulk, I thought that was great. I love and Marie Severin's birthday was yesterday, and I meant to mention that. Today is Barbara Eden's birthday. I think she's 95. And there was someone else's birthday it is today, and I just can't remember. That's number 11. Man, was this whole series done by Darwin Cook? Because why don't I have 11 and then I have 21. Maybe he only did a few issues. I need to look this up because look at this artwork, man. It's great. Bruce Timm is another person that draws with I use the term whimsy. I mean, this, if comic books were like this today, I'd be buying them. Mark Millar was saying the comic industry is in dire circumstances. Just recently, I was reading this article today. He said, gotta get these things bagged and boarded, man. He's saying that 20 of the great artists and writers from the past need to step up and come to Marvel and DC and commit to doing 2 years of work on whatever comics, so that there would be 20 comics coming out that were worth buying. Because he says a lot of people just they'll go in and just buy 2 comics on New Comic Day, and I don't think I could even find 2 comics. It would be hard a lot of the time. When I had a comic store around me, there would be nothing I'd want on New Comic Day. I'd get some old comics. So a lot of comic store owners are saying the old comics are selling great. People buying stuff from the 60s and 70s, but no one wants this new stuff. So anyway, Mark Millar is recognizing that, they need to. Will that happen? I don't know. Here's Peter Bagge working on Spider-Man, which is another artist I love, Peter Bagge. I got to think about. Oh, this is right about the time the first Spider-Man movie came out. So this is 20. I don't like it when they have a page of art and then an ad. In the old days, you'd have 2 pages of art, then you turn, maybe you'd have 2 pages of ads, but I like a 2-page spread of art, and it's just a personal preference how to arrange ads in a comic. In this time period they were doing it a lot. So you flip through like this, and it's like you're pretty much only seeing ads. But Peter Bagge, you might know him from Hate, and those are some good Spider-Man books there. I just wish there were more. So this box looks like it's all Spider-Man. I'm not going to show you all the books. I'll just show you the ones that look interesting. What's going on here? This is a book I picked up. This is a recent comic, right? When did this come? It's probably 20 years old. To me, it's recent. Magnifying glass. It's way over there, man. I can't reach that. I'm thinking this is early 2000s. Oh yeah, it's when like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon came out. It stinks getting old, or you can't read the indicia. It's like, but it's got decent art, good art. Oh, it's written by Kevin Smith. So Kevin Smith, the filmmaker, was famous for coming in and writing comics and then never finishing the storyline. But I don't know if he finished this storyline or not. There was some storyline, what was it, Daredevil, that he never finished, and it's kind of notorious for that. That's pretty cool. Spider-Man in the Black, Kevin Smith. What else is interesting in here? Oh, man. Wait, some of these are out of order. Um, you know about these books that you would get in the newspaper, right? This was on the. I don't know how these were done. I guess they were regional. But the Dallas Times Herald in Dallas, Texas would occasionally you'd get a comic book inside the Sunday newspaper. Very much kind of like in the 1940s, you'd get a Spirits, they call it the Spirits supplement. It was a Spirit comic book in the newspaper. But this was an exclusive to Dallas Times Herald. I just always wondered, was there a version in Chicago that said the Chicago Ballet Nutcracker? I don't know, but you know, I got these because I lived in Dallas, and they had this one, Christmas in Dallas. I've got a few of these. What other cities had these, and were they completely different stories? This one, oh, it's got some water damage. This one is Spider-Man and the Hulk, and there they are. There's Sanger Harris, which was like a fashion store. That almost looks like the Sanger Harris at Six Flags Mall. I was almost going to say back home in Texas, but I don't know. It almost felt like Arlington was never my home. I moved there in '76, and I always kind of thought of San Antonio as my home. You know, that guy that's real popular right now, I did an impression of him a couple of episodes back, that guy Oliver Anthony. He has a new song out. I don't know if it came out today, and it's called something about, he's singing about how a war's coming, you know, which is, but he's singing about, I want to go home, you know, but I don't know which way to go. And those lyrics kind of hit me because I think that in my mind a lot. I just want to go home. I would say that in my mind a lot when I was in elementary school and junior high. In my mind, I just want to go home. I'd look up at the clock up above the teacher. I just want to go home. I want to go home. I knew what home was then. I'd go home to my mom, my dad, my family. Of course, all of those people are now gone from this earthly realm. So where is home? We moved here. I guess this is now my home. I love the place that we moved to. But yeah, where is home? He's really talking about the United States. It's like I want to go, but the United States seems to have disappeared. This is not the United States I grew up in, where a horrible tragedy happens, like what happened to those people in Hawaii, and it's, oh, well, we'll give you $700. What? Ridiculous. It's just like, and they're gonna have a mug shot taken of the I consider him still the president, Trump, tomorrow. When they take that mugshot, that's going to be the end of their chances of ever winning in the next election, because that mugshot's going to be everywhere, and I don't think it's going to have the effect they're hoping. This one also has some kind of moisture damage. It's probably from my tears of sadness. Yeah, I just don't know if these were changed up with local ads, and then they just like redrew in the Dallas cheerleader. I mean, they may have, and there's got Sanger Harris, because I guess all the ads are for Sanger Harris. Here's an ad wanting you to be a newspaper boy. That's a job nobody has anymore. Last time I saw newspapers delivered, I was walking my dog Daisy, and back then, you know, early in the morning, it was always a car or a station wagon going down the street throwing. It was always an adult making extra money. But the days that you see in, you know, the old movies where a kid is on a bike delivering the newspapers on a fall day with the leaves coming down, those are that's a bygone era. So when you say I want to go home, it's almost like I want to go home to that Norman Rockwell world, that world that you see in A Christmas Story, you know, small town kind of thing. And I think that's what he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Spider-Man 2099. I actually have a couple copies of that. Isn't that wonderful? Spider-Man 2099. What else we got? Oh, Spidey Super Stories. They used to make us watch the Electric Company at school, but I didn't mind because I liked the show. But this is, I remember, this one's not in good shape, but I remember when I got it at the PX bookstore and when I was a kid in San Antonio, that it was already kind of been up, but it was the only copy. There he is, Spider-Man, and that's Morgan Freeman, the Academy Award-winning actor, and that's Rita Moreno, and that guy there, he was the voice of Fritz the Cat in the Ralph Bakshi movie. I don't remember his name, but oh, Jambo, you got to get this because it's got a jungle girl, but it's not. So what was her name? Jan of the Jungle. I'm sure you already have this. Oh wow, look, it's Miles Morales' first appearance, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't even know about it. What this is supposed to be. Oh, there it is. There's Morgan Freeman. Easy Reader says this comic book is easy to read. It's supposed to help teach you to read. But the cool thing about it, it taught you, because if you're being introduced to Spider-Man in 1973-74, obviously you missed the first 10 years of the Spider-Man story in the 60s, and this is kind of telling you the origin of Spider-Man, but it doesn't have as many words. It's for someone in 3rd, 4th grade to read and become a better reader. See, they've got Peter Parker's hair a little bit longer than it should have been, but see, there he is learning how to climb walls. Does it get into the death? I have a feeling it doesn't show the death of Uncle Ben, because no, he gets bitten by the spider, discovers he has powers, and then here comes Spider-Man. They weren't going to put the death of Uncle Ben in this, because this is a comic meant for little kids, I guess. No, it wasn't Jan of the Jungle. It was Jennifer of the Jungle, and it was not the girl playing her was not glamorous. She was just kind of some comedian they got. Anyway, this one seems like it has more words. I would pick this up every stupid month. Anyway, Spidey Super Stories number 2. And they would introduce you to villains and characters, and then of course they'd have the cast of that TV show. Electric Company was for the kids that you watch Sesame Street, and then you graduate to the Electric Company. Same company made both of them. For years they kind of got rid of it because it taught phonics. Phonics this introduces Medusa. Phonics was the way to teach reading, and then suddenly academia, the college professors that teach the young people how to become teachers, they said, no, phonics is the wrong way to teach reading. It needs to be whole language, which means that you recognize a word on sight. You don't sound it out. Electric. You just see the word, you instantly recognize it as electric. And so they wanted you to recognize words on sight, not sounding the words out. So they dropped phonics and they went to whole language. And then the conservatives were saying, you need to teach it back the way it was when I was a kid. And then they started putting out all those ads during the Rush Limbaugh show, hooked on phonics. If your kids aren't going to be taught the right way, you can teach them at home with our special Hooked on Phonics program. Now, the pendulum has swung back the other way, and schools are teaching phonics again, or in most parts of the country. Actually, the real thing is you need both. Whole language and phonics work together, but a lot of times with these academic types, it's all or nothing, you know. All socialism, no capitalism is really how they think. Anyway, this was just a comic I bought when I was a kid. It gives me waves of nostalgia. Yes, they should be bagged and boarded. I realize that. They will be bagged and boarded someday if I live that long. Someday I'll get some bags and boards. But it's not real easy for me because, you know, comic stores are not around. Okay, you don't want to see all of them. I'll show you. Here's one that's, you can tell this is when Jaws came out. Oh, this is kind of meets the Human Torch. I started getting a little more spotty. Now you can tell this is when Star Wars came out. Oh, it's Star Jaws. Not only are they're like, well, I'm surprised no one made a movie called Star Jaws where you had like sharks in outer space chomping on spaceships. That would have been the ultimate way to capitalize on two different genres, two different fads. I'm sure Jambo has this one with Shanna saving Spidey. Oh, look, they even had stamps even in these books. Oh, look, it looks like a romance book. Oh, boy. Well, by the time this show goes up on, gets up on YouTube, maybe Trump will be talking. In which case, go watch him instead of this show. This is Leomno Ragno. I guess this is Italian. Look at this. Hippie, tre gusta in libertà. Hippie, you'll enjoy this. It's chocolate cream like the, I was about to say the president, Brandon likes. It's just Spider-Man in Italian. So, that's not very attractive up there where the Spider-Man logo should be. It's just like, what? Colfo di fuoco. Se non puoi, I don't know what that even means. How about that? Okay, Spidey Super Stories. Spidey Super Stories. Where do you go? Yes, we all want to go home. But home is where the heart is. Home is here in the Hotel Orloff here. Well, I remember buying this. This is Spider-Woman #1. And then, I guess I came back for Spider-Woman #5. That's such a great cover. No wonder I came back for that. And Spider-Woman #6 is Werewolf by Night. You don't want to see all the Spider-Womans, I'm pretty sure you don't. No, you don't. But here's some what are these from? These must be Spanish. Yeah, they're Spanish. La Mujer Araña. Cuidado con el payaso asano. I think cuidado means caution, and that must mean assassin. How about that? These feel very thin and flimsy. Look at this. It's got like a Spider-Woman story, but then it's got one of those old late 50s stories from like Journey into Mystery or Strange Tales. Is this even... This looks like this could be an original story. Let me see what's going on here. It says Michael Fleischer. Oh, Spring. Yeah, I don't know. Somehow with the Spanish language, it almost looks like it's not real, like it says. I don't know. Well, I guess that's the way it was. Okay, that's 22. This is 21. They're not in order. I don't remember where I got these, but I did live in Texas, which is kind of close to Mexico, but I don't know where I got these or how or when or why. The Spider-Man comics from this time period in the 70s they do go off in their own direction and have Gwen Stacy live, but you know all about that. See, and they had one of these cool monster stories in the back. I don't think this thing is too thin to be a full 32-page story, plus adding in, these must be like half. I bet it's kind of some weird thing where they came out twice a month, and each issue has half of a comic in it, because they feel very flimsy. Here's number 16. Well, something doesn't look right in these. They've somehow altered these, and I don't know exactly how, but like here, you've got that, and then over here, it's like a mirror image. This does not. This looks like they've redone pages somehow. Maybe that's to give you a flashback to the previous issue that wasn't in the original American comic. Yeah, then they of course made this into a Saturday morning cartoon, printed in Mexico. 10 de junio de 1982. So this is June 10th, 1982. So, yeah, my suspicion, these are not a monthly titles if they're giving you the day. Alright, so those are foreign Spider-Man comics. Spider-Woman, I mean. Spider-Woman. And then a couple of years ago, they tricked everybody into buying terrible comics by having these great Alex Ross covers. This is one I bought. And then they tricked me another time into buying this comic because the cover was so amazing. If only, I don't think the inside is anything like this. I think she's supposed to be some amalgamation of the Punisher and Spider-Woman. Honestly, I never read the comic because it's a modern comic, but the cover was just too good to resist. Where she's just playing around with a grenade and well, sometimes even the great Orloff can be fooled into buying modern comics by a good cover. This is something you don't see very often. This is a Golden All-Star book, and it's got art, but it's mainly text. You know, it's and this was sold kind of where they would put the coloring books. This was not wasn't on newsstands. It was like more in the toy section where they would have coloring books. When is it from? 77. Okay, I'm getting a phone number from Phone Call Water. Okay, I'll have to call that number back. Oh, I know what that is. How far are we into this show? I need to take this call. Okay, so 34 minutes. This is not. Okay, I need to take this call. No one's going to watch this show because unless it's an hour, people don't. But what? Yeah, I better take this call. I will. Maybe I'll do another show and post it after this. Take care.